It just was a little, hi, are we live? We're live. Uh-oh, I don't hear you, Jess. Are you
Oh, it says
talking?
we're live. Are we
Oh,
live?
there we go. There we go. Now I hear you. Hi, everyone. We look like we're matching the colors a
It
little bit.
does. We planned this. We wanted to be
Yeah,
twins today.
yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Mhm.
Hi, everybody. This is Denise Imbesi, CEO and founder of Muscle Mix and Vibes Music. And usually I'm here on Tuesdays with the lovely Kelly Coulter, but she is on a little vacay. So we're going to let her do it. We're going to let her go. And I decided to hijack the show. The show that shall not be mentioned. Okay, it has no name, all right? It's kind of like Harry Potter, the he who shall not be named. This is the show that shall not be named. So anyway, we don't have a name yet, but we're here every Tuesday, and I'm so excited. You know what, Jess? I just realized I don't have a bio of yours, but if you're here live, this is what Kelly usually does. If you're here with us live, tell us your name and where you're from. And if you're live, like right now watching it, let us know that. But Jess, I just realized I don't have a bio for you, so I'm just going to say the wonderful, exciting Jessica Maurer. But you want to give me a bio,
Sure, I can give you a bio. So,
or
hi,
just say who you are,
yeah, hi everyone.
Jessica Maurer.
I'm Jess Maurer. I am a fitness business strategist and consultant. I work behind the scenes with many brands to help bring their educational products to the market, whether that education be live or on-demand style training. And I've worked as a master trainer for a numerous amount of companies over the past couple of years. I was got my start in the business, if you will, with equipment. So I did a lot of
Mm.
Bosey Balance Trainer, Headstrom Fitness that had the water products, and Liebert Fitness, gliding discs, Bender balls, all the kind of
Good
fun.
stuff.
The toys. I played with toys.
Oh, you
Um,
play with toys. That's what you do.
I moved into positions of like education director, where I actually got to create and
Mm-hmm.
cultivate the education behind the products that moved in behind branding. And now I consult for numerous amounts of different brands behind the scenes. I get to make
Love
playlists
it.
for Vibe Music, which
Woo,
is
woo, woo.
so fun. I am the director of education and fitness at Fit for Mom.
Yep.
And I, on top of that, am an international presenter. I go around to conventions and conferences and teach people how to reach their full potential.
You are so awesome. And Jess and I are friends, so we know each other very well. She actually lives in my hometown ish, about 30 minutes away. So we get to see each other in person, which is a nice treat. But I invited Jess because, yes, Jess has been helping us a lot with music since Vibes launched. But I want to talk to you a little bit because I really don't know the answer to a little bit about what your background is and how did you get started? What led you down the music slash fitness slash rollerblading slash all these paths? What
Yeah,
led you to
absolutely.
fitness? Yeah.
We
How did
it's so funny, right? In the fitness industry, none of us had a very linear path. It's not like any of us like grew up
it's
and said,
true.
right, I'm gonna teach
It's
group fitness for a
true.
living. Like that's
Yeah.
not
Nobody does that. Yeah.
no.
No.
So I went to college for music management. I was determined that I was going to be Jerica from Jim and the Holograms because I grew up watching 80s cartoons and I didn't want to be Jim. I wanted to be the girl
Okay.
in charge, like the
Right.
actual boss,
Yes. Yes.
you know? And I started working at the radio station there on campus. I started running like small little trivia events around my university town. In
Hmm.
addition to that, I co-owned a dance studio and I continued to teach fitness as a part-time passion. It's just something I did to kind of keep myself moving.
Okay,
Um,
wait, slow down. Hold that. Hold that. Because not anybody could just say, "Oh, what am I going to do today? I'll just start teaching." How did you were you taking dance classes? Did you always have rhythm? I mean, like how'd that come about?
I grew up dancing. And when I turned 16 and was able to kind of have my own job because I was able to have my own vehicle and my mom didn't have
Yeah,
to get a taxi cab service anymore, I
that's
started
right.
teaching to little kids. And so I really learned how to teach by teaching 3-year-olds because you can't over
Mm,
cue 3-year-olds. Like,
true.
and you have to be very specific as to like what you want the 3-year-old to do.
It's true.
Mass chaos.
That's right. That's right. It
So
is
I
so
started
true.
with teaching young children.
Mm,
And there was an amazing yoga instructor at my dance studio who I just
nice.
loved her essence and her style. And
Wow.
when I went to college, I decided I was just going to emulate her. And I was going to teach yoga out on the lawn during lunch to like my little group of friends that I had made.
How cool is that?
And it kind of blossomed, and like more and more people started coming to my lunchtime session. And I had bright pink hair, by the way, at the time, like neon pink
I
hair.
could see you with that. I could see you
Yeah,
with bright pink hair. Yes,
bright
for
pink
sure.
hair. And eventually, about 8 weeks into me teaching this pop-up class, the person who ran the rec center came to me and said, "You can't do this for free anymore because we charge people for this over there. So why don't you come over here and we'll pay you to do what you're already doing?"
Oh,
And I
wow.
said, "Yes."
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And so I went to the campus recreation center and started teaching classes. And they really taught me about the importance of getting educated, getting certifications,
Hey. Oh,
really,
wow.
really honed in on the, hey, let's make sure you're actually teaching stuff and not making it up on the fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I owe so much to MTSU where I went to university.
Isn't that wonderful? Because I mean, I don't teach anymore, but back when I used to teach, I don't know if you knew I taught 1980s, 85. I had a wonderful person who took me under her wing too and taught me everything. And I'm so grateful
Mhm.
to her for that because I learned so much. She used to sit in the back of the room with her clipboard and tell everybody, what they did wrong, what they did right. And that's how you learn. But anyway, keep
Absolutely.
going.
That I'm so appreciative of so many mentors that I've had throughout my career. And you always have,
Sure.
as your careers evolve, you get a different kind of mentor that teaches you different things, and just been so appreciative of the amazing people I've worked with. And
That's so true. That's so good. So fast forward. All right. So you taught that.
Mhm.
And then did you when you were going the music path, music
Always.
management, you wanted to manage an artist? Is that what you kind of wanted to do?
I did. I wanted to manage a band. And
Okay.
so I I rushed through school and got a job in the entertainment industry. And
Hmm.
I worked for almost a year at a specific entertainment um, company. And
What did you do for them? Like what
I,
did you do?
I did logistic management and operations for the
Hmm.
talent. So I was in
Hmm.
charge of making sure that they arrived to rehearsal on time, finding them, which sometimes
Right.
was fun, accompanying them to certain shows to make sure they didn't get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
And then I also, because of my fitness background, was the personal trainer for many of the artists, and we would have group classes, have group workouts together
Really?
that I would
Yeah.
facilitate. It was wild, and
That's amazing.
I actually quit the day that my boss was arrested. And I
Oh my gosh. That's
quickly
crazy.
left and
Wow.
went back to my campus rec where I had continued to teach classes every now and then, and said, I need something to help me get by until my next job. And it just so happened a managerial position opened up. I interviewed for it, got the managerial spot, and I've kind
Okay.
of been dedicated to fitness ever since.
Well, it's interesting because I was just going to ask you a question, but I think you answered it without even knowing. You said that you manage the talent. So
Mhm.
I was going to say that I bet you knew somehow deep down that you were good at management. You must have had that skill set to be good at management, a good organizer,
Mhm.
a systems kind of a person, would you say?
Definitely. I
Yeah,
knew early on that I could see in my brain how certain things needed to go in order to
that's right.
get to the end result.
That's right. That's right. And I find that it feels like a lot of people who teach tend to have that.
They do.
Um, I mean, some people are the far right creative and they can't even think that way. But the ones that do break it down like that, they're very systemized in the way they do the choreography anyway, and maybe not the way they manage their life.
Yeah.
But that so it's so funny you said that because I was thinking that I was like, how'd you go from music to
Mhm.
yoga to all of a sudden being sort of a system design organizer kind of a person? And now I understand why. It was just kind of in you, I
Mhm.
suppose. Yeah. That's so cool. I love that story. I mean, you're just like we're like a match made in heaven. Fitness music, fitness music, fitness music. Isn't
It's
it
so
true.
true.
crazy?
It's
You
so
don't
true.
find that
Why we get
often.
along
You
so
don't.
well.
Yeah, for sure. And now your hair's orange. Well, I don't know. What color is that? It's
I'm
like rust
burgundy, I think, is the box color.
burgundy. It's beautiful. I love that color.
Thank you.
It's great. All right. So let's talk a little bit about music, about vibes and your experience with that. And
Mhm.
then if we can give a couple of tips to fitness instructors or any kind of tidbits that they can leave with that would help them in their career. So let's start with vibes first.
You got it. Vibes
Talk
first.
about, yeah, what inspires you, how you go about picking songs, what's your favorite kind of music, what works best in class. I mean, just sort of in general.
Everything, right? Okay, let's see. Number one, you said, what's my favorite? And I always have to say my favorite right now because I could wake up tomorrow and it would be completely different. But
I am the same way.
right now,
Okay.
got really into the mixes that are like EDM based, like really electronic
Okay.
techno that we have on Vibe. So there's two playlists that I really love right now. One is called The Remixes and the other one's called The Remixes 2. And they're
Okay.
popular songs that you know, but they're remixed by famous DJs. So like
I love that.
and David Guetta and Avicii and all of those guys.
Awesome.
So we have these great playlists on there and they're just so fun because like you can recognize the song, but you're surprised by how it's turned or how
Oh,
it's
I love that.
set up or what beat drops it has. So it's just really high
I have
energy.
to check those out. I mean, that sounds great. I love remixes. I'm definitely a girl who loves remixes.
I love
I'm
those.
with you. I love when the underlying thread of the song is there, but then there's all this other fun stuff that, yeah.
Somebody else's take on it. It's really
Yeah.
And there's
It's so
another
great.
playlist we have that's called the mashup.
Mashup.
So a
Okay.
mashup is like, the verse of one song mashed with the chorus of another, or it's like the underlying beat of one song, but the words are another song. And that's another one of my favorite playlists because it's just so surprising for someone to be like, you know what goes together? Donna Summer and Usher. And you're like, you're right, this song actually works.
That's so funny. I love that. And
Oh.
you created it. I mean, you put these playlists together.
Yes.
And how do you, I mean, you must have a lot of fun doing this. I mean, it's just got to be fun, right?
I had so much fun. And I put these together almost selfishly because it's based on what class I'm getting ready to teach or what class
Mm,
I'm maybe assisting somebody in creating. So I'll use music as a catalyst to help create the movement that's going with the class.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so it makes it to where you're not just thinking about body parts, you're really more thinking about the entire head to toe dance like experience, even if you're on a
Exactly.
cycle bike.
Exactly. Now, I have a question. Do you consider lyrics or not?
I do.
Okay. It's funny.
Great
I'm
example.
asking because I don't hear lyrics. It's weird.
Really?
I don't hear them when it comes to fitness or dance type
Yeah,
music. I mean, if it's a slow song, like that's different. But so tell me, you consider lyrics when you're making your choices, then?
I do. One of the coolest playlists I think I've made recently is the anti-Valentine's Day mix.
Oh my God, I love that so much.
It was so much fun to make. And it was based on songs and lyrics that were like, not your typical Valentine's Day, but your very single ladies style song.
I love that you did that. That made me so happy.
But I think lyrics can help you with a thematic cross through of everything without it being so blatant in your face.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
Bad Romance. That's a great Valentine's Day song.
yeah.
It's Black Valentine's Day.
It's a great anti-Valentine's Day. Oh my God, you're so funny. How'd you come up with that, by the way?
So when I lived in Asheville, North Carolina, I had my own trivia business. And so I would show up at this brewery every Monday night and I had this trivia uh, playbook essentially where we had 6 rounds.
Okay.
Each round had 8 questions and I had a system because that's how my
Yeah.
brain works. I had a system that I
Right.
followed every week. One bucket was name that tune. And so with each name that tune, there
Oh.
was a theme involved, but I didn't always tell people what the theme was. And they had extra credit if they figured out what the theme was.
Wow.
So some of these things come from that time when I was running trivia and I would be like, okay, let's do breakup songs, but like not say it's breakup songs and catch the through line of it.
That's great. What a great idea.
Yeah, it's just super fun of ways that things connect that aren't so blatant and in your face.
Yeah, I love that. Do you find, are you the person that when you teach a class, like when it's Christmas, you do Christmas music, are you very themey in your classes?
I
Or
am.
from time to time? Yeah.
Yeah, I like a good theme. Nothing beats Halloween cycle. There is something magical about Halloween music
Oh,
in a cycle
yeah.
class that I
I could see that. Yeah.
really, really love.
More on the scary side or more on the ethereal?
A little of both.
Both.
Like I think
Okay.
you can have a lot of fun with like putting something like Dracula by Rob Zombie, but mix
Uh,
it with Stevie Wonder's Superstition. Like there's some
okay.
really cool kind of transitional things that you can work with that aren't necessarily scary, but fit the theme of
I
Halloween.
like that. I like that. You know, I cannot tell a lie. I do create playlists for my spin instructor from time to time.
Mm,
And she was like, "Can you make me a country?" And I don't know country music very well.
yeah,
I'm not opposed to it. I just don't know it that well. So I said, "How about we do country versus disco?" And then I had a lot of fun with it.
that sounds awesome.
It was really fun. Oh, and then we did a country Barbie theme. Do you know that there's
Oh,
country Barbie songs? Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like Barbie. I can't remember the
Oh, I
names right
can't wait
now.
to check that out.
You have to check that out. Yeah, Barbie country. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot out there. There's so much out there. You know, we are up to. Do you know we're up to 2 million songs now
That's
on the
amazing.
Vibes app? It's insane. It keeps going up. It
That's
was 500,000 when we launched. It's up to 2 million.
that's wild.
I
Just so
know, and you're the person that sifts through it. I mean, you are the one that knows that library better than anybody, really. You
I'm
do.
always surprised in it. I open it up and it's been added, and I'm like, oh, the Mean Girls soundtrack. This could be
Really?
something
Is
cool.
that on there? Oh
Yes,
no, I didn't even know that.
the Mean Girl sound. So I'm like,
Is it?
ooh, is there something Broadway brewing? Like, is there some, it always, when you see something new, makes you kind of go, okay, well, what could be in the future that we need
What's
to?
happening? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. When you decided to go with music management, what was your music style that you liked then? Did
Oh,
you
I
have
was
one?
punk rock prom queen,
You
is
were?
everybody.
That's why you had the pink hair, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I really loved, I was really into indie rock, punk rock. I mean, that was the radio station I worked at as well, was very, very college radio at
I could see
2003
that.
time. So we were very much, if people knew about it at the mall, it wasn't cool anymore. It needed to be
Yeah.
really underground.
Right,
But at
right,
the
right.
same time, I loved pop music. Like I was a
Yeah.
huge NSYNC fan, still
Really?
am. Yeah,
Okay, that's really interesting. From
it was. And
an
I would have to
indie.
keep that part like hidden and not let my friends know that like I was,
I know, I
secret
know.
pop princess. But
I find that people more now today are admitting that they like pop, whereas back then, I don't know. It seems that
I
pop is cool now,
I
where maybe
agree.
before it didn't. Yeah, it didn't used to be.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but yeah,
there's like a different level of superstar now too than 20 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah. It's different. Well, you can see them everywhere on social media. You can see them everywhere.
Mhm.
Um, I was always into the underground stuff too for a while, and then of course I like pop. I mean, it depends. I'm like you. It depends on any given day. Now, are you the type of person that if you like a song, you play it over and over again?
Oh yeah, I've Spotify Wrapped definitely lets me know every song I've listened to too many times.
I
Um,
do that too, and it drives my daughter crazy. Would you stop playing that song? Like when Doja Cat first came out, I'm like, oh my God, I'm in love with Doja Cat, her first song. I couldn't stop playing it. And then I get so sick of it after a
right,
while.
then it's done.
Then
You
I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
totally.
Okay, well, let's any other comments about music you want to share before we go to the tidbits?
I would love for if anyone in the audience is like going back and listening to us or listening to us live right now, like
Yes.
let us know what you want. Because often
Yeah.
it's like I mentioned, it's me kind of in a bubble based on what
Yeah.
my needs are, but I would love to know what your needs
Yeah,
are.
we're in the dark. Yeah, it's true.
You tell us and communicate with us, like in the Vibes Music Lounge of what do you need? What do you want? What are you looking for? What styles do you really look? You want country Barbie? Like, let us find you some country Barbie.
Yeah, yeah, let's do it. I think that's great. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Let's do that. Let's encourage that. All right. Before we head out, do you have any pep talks, any tidbits, any whatever you want to say, little things for instructors? We'd love to hear it.
I do. I always talk about consistency being the biggest factor of someone's success. And we say
Okay.
that as a lot as fitness professionals and personal trainers, right? We tell our clients that the only way you're going to see success is if you're consistent.
That's true.
And we show up to teach group fitness classes and we come up with a different class structure every single time.
I,
We keep wondering like why we're not seeing this. And so I like to relate it back to a bakery of like, if you went to a bakery and you tried this carrot cake cupcake and it was absolutely amazing, rocked your socks, and you took a selfie with it and you told everyone in your family about it and you told your friends and family, and then you went back a week later and you tried the same carrot cake cupcake and it was terrible because they had changed the recipe, would you ever go back?
you'd be unhappy. I know I wouldn't. Yeah,
Your trust would be broken. You'd never go back to that bakery.
that's right.
And it's the same when you come to a fitness experience. It's like if you show up and you take a cycle class and like the lights are out and the music's pumping and everything's high energy, and then a week later I go back expecting the same thing and you're playing to Zen music and the lights are blaring, bright and not in the disco sense, and you're very calm and serene. Well, I've just got a trust factor issue and I'm not going to consistently come back because you're not providing a consistent experience. So
That's a good point. Yeah.
definitely go back and think about what are you consistently offering, and that goes into your in-person direct communication, but also your online life. Like how you show up online should also be consistent. You should be the same person online as you are in person.
It should go through. Well, let me ask you, when you say consistent now, what is your feeling on the actual class and the actual music changing every single week? Are you okay with that? Or?
Yeah, to go back to a cupcake reference, because that's how I speak.
Okay, yeah.
If someone shows up expecting a cupcake, they want to be given a cupcake, but they might not be very particular on the flavor. But if they show up expecting a cupcake and give them a hot dog, they're going to be very disappointed. So if you come up with, okay, this is a cycle class, but the icing might be different this time. The sprinkles on top might be different this time. Maybe there's a cherry, maybe there's not.
Right.
The details are what makes it fun, but the details aren't necessary in order to deliver the product.
Gotcha. Okay. I love that consistency.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
My other recommendation that I always give to people is to make sure you're in alignment with other partners in your area. Like we cannot do this alone. We often find ourselves feeling very isolated, or that you're the only person in business experiencing this, that you're the only one who's ever, not been able to figure out a lead funnel. You're the only person that's ever not been able to figure out how to connect Facebook to Instagram. And like, you're not the only person. So don't be an island. Make friends with the fitness community around you. Know every personal trainer, know every studio owner, know every Zumba.
Really?
Go out and talk and meet and have everyone that you know, because there'll be so many times in your life as a fitness professional where you can lean on other people. So you have to start building relationships and partnerships and knowing those around you, whether it's I really recommend geographical because they're really going through the same thing you are, but online's a great way as well, as having a support system of other people.
Well, give me an example of something that worked for you, like by you doing that, how that benefited you or how it, helped you.
Absolutely. So I owned a Fit for Mom franchise in Asheville when I lived there. We were very pre and postnatal focused, right? So we worked with moms, prenatal, recently postnatal moms, but we didn't have a place or we didn't teach like kid activities. We're just very mom focused. And so I partnered with a local gymnastics studio. And so the kids would get to go take gymnastics while the moms and I worked out in the parking lot.
Ah, that's great.
So the kids had something to do, and they got an educational experience incorporating around movement and learning about gymnastics. And what they were hoping was that, the kids would enjoy it so much, the moms would sign up the kids for.
Oh, okay. So when you say you partnered with them, they let them go for free? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they would do like a free class for me once a month.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. And it became so good and consistent that we branched out and we had like a karate studio come. We had someone who did youth sports. We had the local t-ball teams. Like so many people would come and provide this experience for the kids so that they
Hmm.
were really involved with whatever was happening on this
Whatever
side.
was happening.
The moms could be focused on there.
So cool. I love that. I love that. Okay, I wrote down consistency and networking in your area,
That's
or
right.
forming partnerships. If I'm going to write that down,
Consistent,
forming
yep, and
partners.
because
Love
that's,
hope.
no matter what business you are, there's not a single business out there who's going to be like, you know what, I actually don't need help in marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Now, of course.
Not going to happen.
All right. Well, this was great. Before we go, do you okay, so we talked about if you have any suggestions on the types of music or playlists that we've created for you on the Vibes app, please let us know. We want to know. We want to know. We want to know. And where can people find you, Jess? And what can people expect to hear about you, or where can they find you, and what's happening in the future of Jessica Maurer?
You can find me at jhmfitness.com. So
JHM
jhmfitness.com. And that's the same
Okay.
as I am on Instagram. So I'm at jhmfitness on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm much more active on Instagram than I am on Facebook because,
Okay.
that's my target demographic. So,
Yeah.
and then coming up for me in the future, kind of a lot of really fun things happening. There's a lot of new certifications that are coming out in the next year that I've had the privilege of being involved in. I know a couple of them that Vibes Music is going to be involved in as well.
Yeah.
That we have coming out. Of course, I've got some things that we obviously can't talk about. We're keeping secret, but yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram to find out more. And also for this year, I've really turned my focus towards helping more entrepreneurs bring their thoughts and their ideas to fruition. So I'm available at any time for helping people to figure out what their next step is. And you can find me on Instagram, or you can just simply find me on my website, and I would love to help you reach your full potential.
I love it. Okay, so JHM Fitness, right?
Me on Instagram.
This is so great. Jessica, it was a pleasure having you. Please come back again.
You got it. This was so much fun. Thanks for having me, Denise.
Hey, maybe next time you'll come back and we'll do like a trivia game or something.
Oh, that'd be super.
Would that be fun?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Now I have one more question to ask you before we sign off. What is your Taylor Swift era?
Oh, I love this question. I'm a Reputation girl. I'm Reputation.
Okay, why? What's your favorite song off of Reputation?
Are you ready for it?
Oh, that is a good
something
one.
about that bass. I love anything that makes me dance. So it's true. The whole album is just like kind of really fun dance music. Yeah. All right, what Taylor Swift era are you?
Well, I like folklore, and I think it's because I feel like she's trying to be indie in that a little bit. I'm a new Swiftie, okay? I say this. We have to talk about Taylor Swift every week. It's just part of the show that has no name. But yeah, I'm a new Swiftie. I didn't like her. I didn't care for her. I didn't dislike her. It just wasn't on my radar until I saw her in concert. Holy macaroni.
She's so talented.
So I'm still going through the catalog. Like I'm like, oh no, she's releasing another album.
I need
time. I can't keep up. I need time. I got to get caught up with all the 10-year-olds,
Go back and listen to Reputation. I feel like highly, highly underrated. It was just so different than anything she's done.
Really?
Interesting. And that she's done since. Well, now that you're a Swiftie, I have to tell you that my husband went to high school with her.
What? In Pennsylvania?
No, because she moved outside of Nashville. So that's where he's from, is outside of Nashville.
God, we got to talk about this offline. I got to hear more about that. Jessica Maurer, please go check her out. jhmfitness.com.
You got it.
She is a woman of all trades, but also a master of systemizing fitness, and she's always got a great attitude. So we love you. Mwah.
Thank you, lady.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thanks.
Yes, come back. Okay, bye.